In the name of God, hello everyone and my friends here in first row. I was informed of this presentation really late. I just got off a trip yesterday. I apologize if it's English. Before starting, I want to talk about the association of industrial automation and automation of companies. I have the pleasure to be vice president there. Hundreds of companies are part of that association, and we're connecting the companies to the government, and we can provide services to the companies that are interested. And we had two discussions. One of them was AI and the other one Internet of Objects. Internet of Objects, maybe 10 years ago we had lots of seminars about that, but now it's a bit older and we do not have really content in that area, and it's not used in the world and not in here. AI is industry, as Dr. Zabelian said. If we kind of compare it to the invention of electricity, AI is something that, like, in industry is going to be involved in that area, and no industry can claim that they do not need it, and it's going to affect all the aspects of industries. So that's why I'll be focused on AI. The trip that I had was a session with the companies, Iranian companies outside of Iran in United States. There were some points that they mentioned there that maybe our startups and businesses here would like to follow. More than 85% of BCR investments in North America is on AI. In a way, we should bring AI in our projects and business. And the second point was that if you want to do a project or something, if you base it on tools and the software is based on AI, it would be more successful than companies that were doing their thing, but now they want to add AI to it. So if you have an idea, you should base it from zero based on AI. Next point was focused on applications like call centers that are classic and usual. Now they have improved. One of the companies that is in Iran, that they are supporting 5,000 schools in Iran, and not only we are doing classic work, but also we are going for students. I'm working this thing, 5,000 schools with 0 employee, just one person. This is what happens with AI. This is the literacy of the future. And if we are not on that area, lots of jobs would be destroyed. Classic doctors are in danger now. We have the experience of going to 4 doctors, and 4 of them would say different things. Lawyers would lose lots of their expertise in lots of areas because it would read the information for them. Lots of industries are there that human is not gonna be able to do that. So lots of our jobs is in danger. Coding is something challenging now because it's doing that for us. Especially in the West America, there were some topics that were focused in there, and I wanted to bring them because they're new, especially because they're providing solutions for future. One of the branches of AI is AI assistant, AI agent, and AI agentic. These are the topics that are rapidly going forward. In one of our institutions, maybe you've used it in your home, an application called Achare. There, our team using AI have developed a software that when someone calls and they say that 3 weeks ago someone cleaned our house or fixed our anything or painted in our house, I don't remember their name. Can you send that next Tuesday? The person is talking, so system should get all of that, turn speech to text and understand it and analyze it, and we should give access to them for them to go to the database, for example, to say that who did that, and realize that their schedule is empty, and so fix the appointment and inform us, so they understand and check the database and do lots of things. So this makes lots of things easier. So the people in the future call centers would be zero because these do not get tired and they are working 24/7. So it was a dream for humanity to be able to connect with system, interact with system, and the thing that I say, so that they sort of understand the things that I say. And that's where the agents and the agenting systems arise. What are the differences between these two? Assistance is like a human assistant. You give some things to it and they do that for you. For example, Alexa or ChatGPT are the examples. We ask questions and they answer us. It's like a tennis. They are not serving. We are always the one who does the serving. We are always the one who is requesting, and they answer to that and respond to that. The most important point is that they should understand what we say, so that they can do what we want. We have lots of good softwares now that they get Persian prompts. For example, if you ask Siri how's the weather in Persian, it would easily answer and would ask where and when, and it can get the data from different websites and provide the answer for us. So assistant is handling classic tasks, and it's reactive and it's waiting for our instruction. Agents that are improving right now, they are interactive and they can solve harder problems, and they can work independently. For example, for service centers or code generations, lots of people are giving their exercises to those agents. These are the example of assistants. Agents has a more strategic role, like for example, automated trading, network monitoring, or complicated topics like this are the things that we can ask agents. They all use large language models for development, and first they need to understand what we say. They should understand the prompt, So based on that, they can give the proper reaction. The most important use of agents is in what I said, is AI-powered chatbots, but they are more smart. In this area, future is these two things, assistants and agents, are moving towards each other. So if you want to go to new topics, these are the things that would end up in future. These are the things that they can be assistant and they can do things for us. If you say to an agent, and I want to go a trip, they would reserve hotels, they would book flights and all the things in that area. What are their limitations? In addition to their rapid growth, like in every 3 months, their assistant must understand what we say. If it does not understand what we say, it would give a wrong response. So they would sometimes they get stuck in a loop, and if we are not able to exactly tell them what we want, they would get stuck in a loop. And in addition to that, they would use more processing power, more electricity, more energy, and they would be more pricey for us. Another new topic that we have is agentic. So we talked about the limit of agents. They might get stuck in loops. They would use resources. So, or the one that gives the prompt to them would be needed to observe that so that it doesn't get stuck in a loop. But the next generation agentic that has been there for some time is more autonomous and more independent. It thinks for itself and makes decisions for itself and acts for itself. And the interesting point is the tone. It reacts to the tone of the person talking to it. So if it's serious, it would be serious, or if the guy is joking, it would be jokeful. And it can make decisions. They can do action, and naturally, it's always learning. It has perception, so it gathers data. It has processing, so he knows what to filter out or the things that are necessary to do, and it's always learning. So they are non-stop learning and learning about the environment. AI agent actually is a customer support, and it follows something more obvious. But agents gets a feeling of the one who is making the request, and they are trained in this area, and it can prioritize different orders that is given to them and improve itself. When we are talking about assistant, it's not about individuals. Maybe it's in the access of corporates, and it should provide service to all of them. For example, for automated cars or self-driving cars, when driving, they are aware of driving between the lines, and they're monitoring the behaviors of the humans around them, and they can process the things that happen at the moment and handle them, and less than seconds make decisions. Also, they will steer or brake. The key term is the core activeness, and it's the agentic is more strong than agents. In the first degree, it focuses on decision making, and secondly, necessarily does not answer to what the customer wants. It optimizes the prompt's objective so that it can provide the best output to the person requesting. And unlike generative AI, that started from 7 or 8 years ago, they can do a complicated sequence of activities, and they can understand it, and they can process them. They would directly go to the database, and they would trigger a workflow. In real world, if we want to provide some examples, I said machine, self-driving cars that are actually one of the most important uses of agentic AIs. For example, Tesla cars are using that. In supply chain management, Amazon is using that in their warehouses, and they have robots that they can understand which box we want, where to go, and do the transfers and bring them. In terms of cybersecurity, it's really important to tackle the attacks that we face, so the system can intelligently recognize the attack and the trend of the attack, and provide solutions based on those attacks in the real time. In terms of healthcare, we have diagnosis, treatment. So it would provide us the things necessary. Some people provide their tests to the AI or doctor's opinion to ChatGPT so that it can provide its opinion. If you know IBM Watson, that is there for some years, that now is independent by AI. It's really working in terms of AI, and it goes lots of millions of. It would go for millions of cancer cases and analyze them. And let's say that what others have done, and now what we should do. Eventually, this is future. They say the next big thing is this. And if you want to be in this path, they should note this, and they should go to this path. And associations and agents are the tools that are really useful. And for example, the software that we have in HR, the thing that took 3 months ago took 5 or 6 days to write, now it takes 1 day. Now, and sometimes later it might be just 1 hour. Now we see a rapid growth rate here, so we need to adapt in this area. Thanks for your attention.